Fine, I've started the broadcast. So now the recording is happening.
Okay,
Okay, so what I'm supposed to talk about like supplier communication, right? So I think I have already mentioned how you'll find the supplier and which kind of supplier you basically find out and start the communication, right?
correct.
So hope you have that information, but let me quickly go about something. I'll say um, tactical waste. Okay, this is the product which I'm searching to buy. Okay, if this tactical waste is the one which I'm searching, then as I have told, I'll have to use some filter to find the good trustworthy suppliers, right? So that is something you will find. Like if you see the view is something showing up like this, then what you do, come over here to this section and you basically say that it will be showing up now in this way. Okay, on a vertical way. Earlier it was showing in horizontal way where there was no filter section was showing up. Now it is showing up. So you see this one, you, you, you can click on trade assurance, gold suppliers, right? And then you can sort by response rate, right? So you see, like, I mean, as I had mentioned, you will find the supplier who are gold suppliers more than 2 years, right? So that's the kind of supplier you will look for. And now when you say that, okay, I mean, somehow you see this is the product which you can think of. I mean, you can just think of to start the communication. Then obviously you will just use some of the communication methods, right? There are communication methods like you can chat with them. Let's say if I mean there is chat facility which will be available here. It says chat now. That means they are available now to chat with. But like usually for Indians, like for us, it is good because their timing and our timing is pretty much like they are 2 hours ahead of us. So it's fine that we can talk to them. Like if it will be convenient. But for the people in the US, it becomes I mean difficult as it is totally I mean time change. When they are night, there in China it will be day. So or
Right.
in day during day in China it will be night in US. So that becomes difficult, but for us it is comfortable, so no issues for us. You can directly chat with them or contact the supplier. Here you see the contact supplier, right? I prefer to send the message, not to chat with them, because chat, I mean, you'll be losing out a lot of time. Like if you just try to do chatting with each of them, you lose out. So better like you use contact supplier, having a template ready, right? So that you send one by one after the other, one after the other. So that way you will save a lot of time, and then you will wait for their response, how they are responding back and all. Then based on that, you will decide whether means to with whom you basically will establish your further relationship, right? Based on their communication, based on their response time and all, right? So let's say if I want to communicate with this specific supplier, then what I'll do, like I'll just say contact supplier. Mostly, as I said, I'll not be using chart. I'll be using this contact supplier. I have a template which I'll share with you, but I'm just showing you now. This is this template which I usually use. So you'll say that hello supplier. I represent a company which makes a business offline and online. Okay. Currently, our company is looking for a supplier to do long-term business in the near future. We'll be selling on the offline marketplace and the online marketplace. There is something on that side. Let me, yeah, with millions of potential customers, and my product demand will grow. Okay, my product demands, not demand. Right. my product demand will grow higher with each order. Okay. So
Okay.
by telling this, what you are saying that you are setting that expectation that, like, I mean, they are basically seeing you as a long-term prospective customer, because you are mentioning that your demand will grow, and you are basically trying to establish a good relationship with somebody who can be a good supplier for our company, right? And you are saying that I am interested in your whatever the product you selected, that is the product you will mention here. And what is the cost if I order just one sample, and how much would be the shipping cost if I need to ship the sample locally to our agent in China? Because like you'll be using mostly agent in China, that's what I say. And I mean, if you are directly shipping, then you accordingly change it. But I would suggest you to have an agent who will be, I mean, where you will be shipping all the samples, and then from there they will collect and they'll send to you. I have that contact, so you'll use that contacts, no issues on that. You will basically use the one of the agent there in China. If I order the MOQ of this whatever the selected product, how much would be the unique cost, and how much will it cost for you to ship it to me door to door? So this is basically you are saying like door to door shipping. That means DDP. You are mentioning that DDP would be your, I mean,
In
your
quota.
Incoterm. I mean your way of doing the shipping, right? You may ask EXW as well, right? That will be Xworks price also you may ask. But DDP, like if the cost you are asking DDP cost, then they will probably include the shipping cost and give it to you. But if like we are saying that no, so we are fine with just the Xworks price, then you can get that Xworks price, and then shipping part you can find, you can I mean you can ask them to do. They'll put a separate shipping cost later point, and you can, I mean, get that quote later point. So you can, here you can ask Xworks or DDP whatever.
Okay.
And then here is my shipping address. You can just give a shipping address of one of the FC, but usually this shipping address might not be the exact shipping address, because you do not know at the point, as long as you create a shipment plan, you do not know what is going to be your shipping address, the warehouse address. So I mean, there are basically you can choose one FC, I mean fulfillment center, or you can choose. I mean, Amazon can give you option. Not you can choose. I mean, Amazon will give you one shipping FC address or multiple address. That's something there is a setting which you can do. But I mean, it depends again. Like multiple address will have different kind of these things. I mean, shipping charges by the supplier. If you are shipping to one address, one fulfillment center, then Amazon will charge you for doing the sorting. So that will be, I mean, that's something you will have to work out, like which is coming cheaper. Then based on that, you will make your changes, shipping settings, change on your seller central. But at this point, we'll just say that, I mean, just a giving a idea to them that this is the address which is going to be, and based on that, you tell me the price, right? So here I'm saying note that address might be different US address at the time of delivery, right? I'm also wondering if you can supply this product with following details. So what details? Details basically you must have worked on your, I mean, while doing your product research and while doing your differentiation, you must have captured the points. How do you want to differentiate your product, right? So those differentiation points you have to mention here. So that's why I put a star, saying that you basically mention all the points, what all you want on your product, specify that here very clearly. Because like if you are mentioning, like let's say if you are saying that my product color should be like this, okay, my product material should be like ABS plastic or whatever, or my product cloth material should be like this, what should be my GSM value of the cloth, or whatever. So all those points you should have done very good research on your product, on the specific product, and whatever the differentiation ideas also you have come up, that also you should put down and say that if they can do something like that. Okay.
Okay.
And you say here also, do you offer retail packaging with my logo? So you're asking if they can do retail packaging for your product or not. Okay. So then you say, really appreciate you taking the time, consider working with me. I am looking for a company with whom I can develop a long-term business relationship. Thank you so
Mm.
much. So you're basically ending up with saying that I am looking for a long-term relationship. So this would be a template which you will be mostly using for your first communication. It is the next communication will vary. It will not be there will not be any templatized as such. So it will be like the communication which you may have to do depending on their
Mm.
response back to you. But this initial first communication can be this. This can be the template which you can use.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll send this file. You can, I mean, I'll just send to you. Mm, I think in Hangout chat or something. I don't think.
Yes, sir. Last time you had shared that Excel file.
Yeah, I shared that Excel file. I think that has to be done. I shared the link actually.
Yes, sir.
So I have to upload it to a place, then I have to send it. So I'll do that. So let me just do that. Any question on the supplier communication?
No, sir.
Vijay?
Sir, when we send this initial template which you
Hmm.
showed, so there you written that I am the representative of this so and so company.
Correct.
So are we to reveal our company's name over there?
No, no, you do not need to reveal your company name at any
Okay.
point. It's not required. One second. I think the idea what
So
I have already told to you that you will basically, I mean, so I told right, you can do that three way. One is like you can be the employee of the company,
correct.
right? And the other one is like you can be uh, the owner of the company, or you can be the third party agent. So which is doing, which is working for some company in the background, right?
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
do three way, but owner of the company would not be something I would suggest. I would suggest that you basically communicate with as a employee of the company, because you can always like when you are communicating as like employee, then you can always come back and say that okay, let give me some time and I'll have to find out from my management if this price what you have quoted is something
Mm.
is accepted or not by our management, right? That way what happens like you have chance to negotiate. But when you are owner, then you will probably, you cannot what do you say,
Correct. You cannot tell them that
tell them that
we will
like
come
you
back with
correct,
our decision.
correct. So you basically are the decision maker, so you have to decide at that point, saying that whatever they are saying that, right? But it's
Correct.
Yes.
better to say that look, okay, let me, better to be an employee and say that let me check and find out and I'll come back to you. So that way you can negotiate with the supplier.
Right. So will not the supplier at any time will not they inquire that which company then do we represent?
They may ask you, they will ask actually which company you represent and all those things.
Okay.
So you probably say that I'm not supposed to disclose at this point. Okay. So
Okay.
you do not require to actually to disclose to every supplier. So later point, like if you are comfortable enough working with that supplier, then you can disclose. It is up to your decision and your I mean the relationship, what kind of relationship you are building. Based on that, you can take call. But mostly, like if you are trying, I mean, if you are trying to hide your product or the brand, then it's better that you do not disclose any information with them.
Okay.
So the method what I have all I mean explained to you earlier, that you can, like if you want to differentiate your product in a way that you, I mean you do not want your supplier to know, then what you can do, you can get your product manufactured by your supplier, bring that product, label it somewhere outside, okay,
Okay.
with the logo and all. Your packaging box will be somewhere else, and you basically, I mean, use another company to do that. So that way, you combine this product and the packaging box, or a second product, add-on product, to make it differentiable. Then you can use a third party company and do all those things and combine together and send to Pepsi. That way, like you are not letting your supplier that what brand and all those things. But most of the time what will happen, you may end up printing the logo on your product. If you are printing the
Right.
logo, then you give it to them, give the logo to them. So that means they know what brand you are trying to create, right?
Correct.
Or what brand is it is the product is going to be. So they know, they can easily come to Amazon.com and type that name, they can get things. So that is not a, I mean, big thing. So when you are like on that stage, you can disclose, like you basically say that, I mean, if they ask, if they do not ask, they will not ask any further. Once they asked, if they had asked on past anytime, they will not ask. Like if you have said that no, I'm not supposed to disclose, then they will not ask further at any point in future. Okay.
Correct. And
So
I
how do
assume
I
that
share
since they are
this?
doing this business for a long time, and all the companies globally, they
Hmm.
contact these Chinese manufacturers. So since
Hmm.
they are, well versed with this process, so probably they will not ask much.
Then they will not
Mm.
ask much. They know they all those things. But there are company who all are there to cheat. So if that kind of companies are there, and they are the company basically hijackers, okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So or any of the employee, there are situations where the employee themselves do cheating,
Okay.
okay, not the
Mm.
company.
Mm.
So what will happen? Like this employee, what will do? Like he'll take your information, and maybe like he will give order somewhere else, and he'll get that manufactured and try
Mm.
to sell on your listing, and he will hijack.
Okay.
That might happen, and sometimes company themselves do, because they are that kind of company. So you have to be careful. That's why you find like the company who all are gold member for certain years, and they have good reviews and all. You can obviously go with their reviews and all, and understand how they have been with customers and all. Then based on that, you take call whether to go with this company or not. Okay.
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 Correct.
So I need to share this file. Okay. Hope you both have got this link, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
You can download. Okay, so that's the template you can use. And what you do, like you paste the template, whatever is, sorry, not this one. I'm copying that template now. What is the template gone? So I'll copy this template and I'll put it here. You have to do a little bit of formatting. It depends, like if it is. So this is the message which I'm going to send to the supplier, right? So
Correct.
I'll just send this way, so that I mean, you mentioned your whatever. If you do not, if you're not comfortable mentioning company name, just mention the name.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
and mention the product. What? Sorry, the product name here. You'll basically change this product name here
Hmm.
and here, two places I think. Change and we'll send it. When you give this address, they'll mostly know what means where you'll be selling. They know that you'll be selling on Amazon, but you are still saying that offline and online,
Hmm.
just to give them idea that you are, I mean, big business and selling in multiple places, right?
Hmm.
So that way they will be also interested to give you better quote and try to build relationship also.
Hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
So once you send this, they'll reply back in some days, maybe like some people will send immediately, maybe like within 1 2 hours or something like that. Some will take some time, maybe one day, next day they may reply, but that's okay. If somebody is taking like 4 5 days, then you probably may not think of building that relationship with them.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and again, you have to see what kind of reply they are giving. If they are just giving the reply, just a templated message as per their template what they have, then you have to be careful because they are not professional enough that they are answering. They are not trying to answer your question in detail,
Hmm.
right? They should understand your question, what exactly you are asking, right? So here you are asking, maybe you have given all details about your product, what, how you want and all those things. If they are not answering all your questions, that means they are not that much, I mean, keen to business, or they are specifically interested to get that sales and not focused on the customer relationship and all those things, right? So that you have to be careful, and you have to, I mean, watch that who is doing better communication, who is doing, I mean, kind of, I'm trying to build a good relationship. That thing you have to observe and communicate with them. Why you will be doing this? Because you are anyhow going to build a long term relationship for the product which you are doing the selection, because you will not keep on changing your supplier every time. Once you order the product, you will mostly order the same product again and again from the same supplier. You
Hmm.
will not, probably will not go to any other supplier as long as your product quality or anything, something, the supplier has done some kind of blunder. Till the time you will not go. If the supplier is good, has provided good product, quality is good and everything is good, obviously, even if the price is little higher, you will not go and change some other supplier, right?
Correct.
You will change, think of changing the supplier at some point, probably if you are expanded and you want to see by adding another supplier how the other supplier is giving in comparison to this supplier. Without stopping the supplier, then you can compare and see whose product is better. Based on that, you can take call later, but not immediately for maybe couple of your initial orders.
Hmm.
Okay,
Correct.
so that's why you have to be careful selecting the supplier and with whom you are basically trying to establish the relationship. Okay, so okay, so you will see this, and based on that, you probably can see the message something like this. Okay, it's gone. My message. I do a lot of this thing. Yeah, so you may see this like and all those things. Okay, so this they will come back, like they will come back and all those things. Hmm?
Sir,
So
I have
they'll.
a
Hmm,
question.
hmm,
Now, for example, in this illustration of West,
hmm.
for our product, we might be selecting around five or some more samples from
Correct, correct. Huh,
various
hmm,
suppliers.
hmm,
So we will be sending them the same template
hmm,
and trying to procure the samples from them.
hmm, hmm,
After we have finalized, say, one or two supplier,
hmm, hmm.
and we have decided to go with those products.
Huh,
Then for the other suppliers who have also sent us the samples, whom we have
uh-huh.
rejected,
Hmm.
they may also try to follow up with us.
Ah,
So
that's okay. So
how can
they'll
I?
follow up. They'll follow up, and you can politely, I mean, revert back to them saying that not to break any relationship, saying that at this point we have, I mean, we have done our selection process, and your company has not passed through our selection, and we'll keep you on our future these things. And currently we are not, I mean, we are not selected for our product manufacturing, right? I
Okay.
think I had template for that as well. I can share that template. I have to collect, actually that template is there also. I can send you later. I think there should be a template.
No problems.
Yeah. So you can politely say that, like, there is no issues. They make us follow up and all those things. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So now I think all clear, right? For from as long as communication is concerned, I sent that file, so you can keep it, and whenever you're doing communication, you can start doing that.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. And let's go to this sheet. Okay. So I think Chalapati, I had already mentioned to
I
you on the last session. So
Yes, sir.
this is basically a product differentiation sheet where
Hmm.
what you do, like Vijay, you will be like I mean, I'll just close this all. It's not done now. Okay. Yeah. So in Amazon.com, I'm going. Let's take that example. Okay. No, probably the example is already there. Barbecue light grill is the product, right? This is the product keyword, and that keyword you are doing the research, and we will put this here. What happened? Hmm. Barbecue grill light or whatever, barbecue grill light.
Hmm.
So if this is the product, and you are basically trying to find out if, I mean, if not not launching, basically you're trying to capture the differentiation point here. So for differentiation point, what I have already explained, right? Where you will go and how to find. So you will basically see your competitors. You have, sorry, I mean, instead of coming up for here, you have your competitor list on Amazon, right?
Hmm.
Vijay?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Yes. So you have the competitor list, and let's say if this few initial, I'm just giving you illustration that this is this and this and these are the competitors. I'll just click on this.
Okay.
And okay, I did not go to. Uh, what's happening? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if this is the one, you will come to the review, and you will specifically look for. I mean, probably you look for 3 and 2 star reviews,
Hmm.
and at the same time, you'll see all critical reviews. All criticals also will include star one reviews. Star one reviews may not give you, I mean, better idea about differentiating your product. Star one reviews are the reviews which where customer is totally frustrated for some reason, and he has just said something which uh, might not be there a lot of good points for you to capture. But anyhow, so you can see critical and see if there is a point, then you can definitely capture that. So what this customer is saying, with 2 star review, why this he has given is, he says that this light has 10 LED bulbs in it. I don't believe it's quite as bright as Weber's. So there is some brand, probably 3 LED bulb light. I would much rather have Weber light. This light seems to be pretty dim. So the problem what the customer is complaining about this particular product here, the product is basically a LED light, so it is dim. So that is the point which you will capture as the differentiation point, right? And here on that Excel sheet, okay, that is the here, and you will say that light is dim, right? As like I have already captured something and you have mentioned, you'll say that here light is dim and all those things. Okay, and so and next customer will go to the next customer and you will say that here number one. What is that number one? Number of comments. So how many comments you are getting, and what is your differentiation plan for that? So how do you want to differentiate? If the light is dim, then you have to obviously get better quality of LED bulbs, which should have better light, right? That is your differentiation plan should be.
Correct.
And here we will put the ASIN number, which is this one. This is ASIN number, and put that number and say within bracket 1. What is that 1 means? Like once one customer has said, if you find the same complaint within this ASIN, you will put that as 2, and you will add up here as 2, right? And you'll go through the next and you'll read about. So I'm not going to read everything here. So I'm just giving you the idea, and you'll read about here. Then you'll put the, let's say the next customer is battery saying that battery is died. So that means you have to fix that problem, right? So you have to say that battery is durable and rechargeable. So you'll have to find a battery which is durable and rechargeable kind of battery you have to put on your product, right? So, and if this is the complaint which many customers are giving, so you'll basically are trying to put that number and the SIN number here, and beside the SIN number, how many complaints this same complaints have given by the customers. So you see 4 are given by 4 customers are said on this listing that battery is died, and one on this listing, and next one is on another ASIN. So you will just add up here all total number and you will say this, and you will basically see this number here on this row and see that which is more higher. So that means that has the higher priority to differentiate. That means a lot of complaints are there for, I mean, that kind of complaint there for this product. So you can, if you can, I mean, fix that problem, definitely you can be differentiate yourself, right?
Correct, sir.
So that number, based on the number, you will decide, like probably 6 number, 3 number, you can take these 2 numbers and take your differentiation plan and talk to your supplier if they can differentiate the product, right? Same way, you have the positives thing, which you will definitely capture the positive points as well, and see that if those positive points are also captured, and you take that those points and mention to your supplier and say that I want my product to be like this as well. I want my product to be, what are the plan? Like you can say that to be like this or not to be like this, right? Should not be battery, should not be diet, or bat should be rechargeable and durable, right? That you can talk, say to your supplier and find out if they can provide that quality product.
So
Hope,
now,
yeah.
positive point.
Hmm.
There you have mentioned that the LED lights, the covering of the LED light, have shown some signs of melting from the heat.
Hmm.
So how is it a positive point?
It might have mentioned something there like that, but it doesn't mean that you have to, I mean, literally see this point.
Okay,
So
okay.
it is not the positive, it
Only
might
for
be,
illustration.
but you have to use your thing and put points, right? So lens
Right.
that are covering the LED lights have shown some signs of melting from heat. Yeah, it is not a positive, it might be negative one, but the idea is like you will capture the positive points. How do you capture the positive points? You will basically here come over here, maybe 4-star or 5-star. You'll see 5-star points, or you'll see all positive points here. When you click on all positive, you'll see all positive. Like mostly you'll see all 5-star reviews, 4-star and 5-star reviews. Okay, so those are the positive points. You can
So
read about these all points and capture the, I mean, the point what you do not have to capture everything here. You do not, I mean, you do not require to capture everything and put that, because that will again confuse you. So you have to take the point, is what they have, the, I mean, theme of their complaint or their positive reaction feedback, right?
So now in the differentiation part,
Mm,
you said that the point which is having the most number of comments,
mm.
probably for that we have to give more priority of
More
differentiation.
priority, yes, yes.
So now when we have found out that which is the thing that we have to differentiate,
Mm.
how will we work this out with the supplier and ensure that our product will not have this negative thing?
Yeah,
How
that's what,
will
like,
how will I
you
supplier?
will talk to them, and you will say them that this is what my I mean requirement. Let me know if you can do this or not. Mostly they will say that yes or no. Okay,
Okay.
if they say yes, they can, obviously we can further continue with, I mean, discussion and all other things. So probably you will not be able to know as long as you get your product manufactured by them, right? Because
Correct.
even if you get a sample, you will definitely get sample and say that this is what I'm expecting on your sample. Okay,
Okay.
this point should be covered. They'll say that okay, no, at this point our product doesn't have this all features what you are expecting or you have mentioned to us. We can definitely improve. So that is something they should tell to you. And if they say that okay, I mean, they commit that they can do it, you can mention those things on your contract. So if, I
Okay.
mean, there is something on Alibaba, you can create a contract and mention those points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So how is it going? I mean, on your product research from both of you? Like, is it something like you found? Talpati, I think you must be getting some time now, right?
Sir.
Because you're alone now.
Yes, sir.
You're getting some time to put on product research.
Yes, sir. I have time, sir, now.
Okay. Vijay, how about you? Like, you found something?
Yes, sir. As I mentioned to you in our last discussion,
Mm,
I am trying to finalize those products which I
very
can
good.
list into the initial Amazon
Very,
listing.
very good. Very good.
So when I'll have those 4 to 5 products ready,
Mm,
then that products I will discuss with you. So
okay. Very good.
I'm going on adding on products in that.
Right. Very good. Okay, so Chalapati, you also proceed on that direction and go on adding those. I mean, on the first, I said that sheet, right? What you can do, you
Yes,
can
sir.
put all your keywords, right, on the first sheet, and take that
Hmm.
keyword and do the research, because that sheet will can have, and I mean, you can put many this one. Then from there, I
Hmm.
mean, trim down and drill down to a next level numbers which should be
Okay.
less,
Hmm.
definitely, and to the next sheet, and there you
Hmm.
put all
Hmm.
the other numbers and try to see which is good, then take to the next sheet and see if that on the final sheet, if that can be, I mean, as per your analysis, if that can be considered as your one of the product selection, right?
Okay.
So just use that sheet and try to capture as many as products, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So how the things like then? Like, I think we finished on time today, so it probably we finished little early.
Hmm.
Yeah. So next, I think Chalapati. Let me just
Ah.
recover. I mean, recollect what I had uh,
Yes, sir.
covered so far for you. I'm just trying to remember. So if you can, I mean, let me know what all I have covered, then I can plan for the next class.
All videos, sir.
Sorry.
YouTube, I am already you are uploaded, no? That videos I am seeing, sir.
No, no. You're seeing what I'm asking.
Hmm.
I mean, what all things I've covered, I'm not exactly, I do not have the track of it. I
Okay,
just
okay,
wanted to know like what I have covered. If I let me ask
okay.
you, otherwise, like probably you can answer if I've covered those things. So when the first
Mm.
initial like your brand thing, I think I have covered everything, right? So you have decided the
Yes, sir.
brand, you have
Mm.
you know now what is the brand name, but you have not started for I mean anything as such for trademarking. So
Mm.
there is one more
Yes, sir.
idea actually. I think I'll share you later point. You can start trademarking that your brand in India. So that will be much cheaper.
Mm.
I mean, I came to know that
Mm. Mm.
I mean, if you trademark in India, you can do the brand registry as well.
In US?
Mm.
In US. That's something I came to know. So it is possible you can do that brand registry in US if you are doing the trademarking in India.
Mm.
So
Wow.
what I would say, you trademark in India, which is much cheaper than US, much cheaper, much cheaper. So you trademark that brand in India. Start doing that now.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because I have myself had trademarked my earlier concept,
Uh,
which I was planning to go earlier before
okay.
I started your training.
Okay.
So trademark in India is very very cheap,
Much cheaper.
Mm.
So
much
you
cheap.
can go for
And
trademarking in India, and that brand registry can be allowed with
Mm.
our trademark, Indian trademark.
Okay, okay.
Only one thing I have still not clarity. I mean, do not have the clarity is the
Mm.
brand protection. That's
Mm.
something I have to get that clarity once I have. But
Mm.
I mean, you can go because it is not that much costly. So it is something you can better go for now, so that your
Mm.
brand registry is done. And I mean, once your brand registry is done, what you will get a lot of benefits in terms of your A plus content. You can upload A plus content
Mm.
on the product page. I I
Mm.
I don't know if I've talked about A plus content. I can tell you about A plus content, what is A plus content, and how you can get benefit of it. But you can get your brand registered with our Indian trademark. So better
Okay.
you start the trademarking process now. Whatever the name you have
Okay, sir.
decided, go for it, and
uh,
Okay,
it
sir.
is much easier.
yes, sir. Undoubtedly, as you said, that the advantage is that it is much easier.
Mm.
But then the one
Much easier,
disadvantage
much
is
cheaper.
that
In fact, yeah,
much cheaper, right, sir?
yeah,
But
yeah.
one major drawback I see is that maybe, as you said, that with the protection point of view, I doubt,
Correct.
because in US, if somebody tries to hijack our brand, and if we try to approach Amazon US, then they will not be able to refer it to the USPTO because this brand
Yeah,
will be
yes, yes.
registered
So
in India.
that's what my point is.
So
Like it might be the case that you might not have brand protection. So there is something Amazon is coming up. It's called Amazon Transparency Program. So if we are
Mm.
accepted, Indian trademark is accepted for transparency, then you will be protected. Okay, so
okay,
that you have to be seen. So it's better that you start that, because now means even if you are doing trademark in India, you are not losing out anything. So basically, you trademarked in India. Even if later point you think of selling your product in India, your brand is already registered, right?
correct.
So you
Mm.
can sell
Okay,
in
sir.
India as well. So that will be, I mean, you'll be in advantage. I mean, advantageous stage that you have trademark. Your trademark is already
Mm.
registered, right?
Okay, so if Amazon allows this kind of Indian trademark registration, so we can enter any market, Amazon market, with this Indian trademark.
Yeah, yeah. So that I mean that brand registry is allowed, I believe, because I knew that from UK it was possible, like brand registry. But I was not knowing that India trademark also was allowed for the brand registry. But I came to know that it is allowed for the brand registry. There will be certain things which will be going through while registering the brand with uh, Amazon. There will be certain, I mean, information they need, which you'll have to provide them, but it will be done.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can start that trademarking process. Yeah, so I mean, I was telling you, Salpati, that I have told
Okay,
you that that
sir.
thing, I believe. I mean, brand, your trademarking thing, and how to find name and all those things are covered. And coming to
Mm.
product research, which was the next thing. So, I mean, now I'm going through all this. I hope I have
Mm.
covered the product research. in an extensive way.
Yes, sir.
But if you need any information,
Mm.
I am still open for that. You can ask me anytime. I can tell you like if you need any
Mm.
guidance,
Okay.
further guidance or anything. Product research and
Mm.
supplier communication. I'm just
Mm.
starting like today we had this, and I have told you that how to do the supplier selection. I believe right. How basically how to use Alibaba.
Mm.
I believe I've told you, Chalpati.
Correct, sir.
I've told you, right? So you know,
Yeah,
like
yes,
how
sir.
to shortlist the supplier and how
Yes, sir.
many years of these things and what you should
Yes, sir.
use, what kind of filter you should use to find the,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good suppliers, right?
Correct, sir. Mm.
So that I told, and what else? Like on the product research side, I think I have not told about listing creation, how you can do, I mean, create listing in Amazon. That's something I'm not
Mm.
told. So I'll tell you about those things again, like list. So I can take an session on Seller Central, which will be more of like
Mm.
overview on Seller Central. What all things will be there in Seller Central. I think this would
Mm.
be mostly for Vijay, you and Chalpati, both of you. Because Seller
Yes.
Central, I think
Mm.
I have here and there I have told Vijay a couple of things, but I have not gone through the entire process or entire thing about the Central Seller Central. Might
Okay.
not be the everything,
Mm.
but it might be covering a lot of things which I can cover and which you basically need to know. Not know need to know everything at the beginning, but you need to know something which is required for you to understand and all those things, right? And manage your
Mm.
things. So that I can take a session. Probably next plan. Let's plan it for next session about Seller Central overview. I'll just take the overview
Mm.
how you can. I mean, what all things will be there in Seller Central.
Mm.
Definitely. But I request you that the seller center which you will show would be of specifically of Amazon US.
Amazon US, I'm not sure because I do not have any client in Amazon US. If I
Okay.
have to share, I have to share my these things. I may not. I mean, do that. So I'll do any of the clients. There is no difference. In fact,
Okay.
there is no that much difference. Only one difference is there. That is only an advertisement section. The promotion tab is not in advertisement section. It is in
Mm.
inventory section, promotion tab. But this the component like feature and how the system is used and everything is same. There is no difference in India
Okay.
Seller Central and US Seller Central. There is not any difference. I do not have any account actually created in US as fake account. I have
Right.
I mean
Mm.
I probably I don't know if I can create some fake account and do that, but yeah.
No need, sir. You can show us by the Indian
Yeah,
marketplace.
so there is no difference. I mean, you will not make out like what is Indian. You will just see the, I mean, what the numbers would be different. It's only in rupees. You'll see there in dollar. That's all. No
Okay.
difference. No difference in, I mean, Seller Central at all.
Sir, I will require your help again for listing optimization. Like
Yes, so you can
how,
have
how
that
how the
session.
photos we should use, whom we should contact to have this HD photos,
Right,
and
right.
what kind of keywords we should use in our title.
Yeah,
And
optimization will take session again. No
yes,
problem. We'll take optimization. I think Chalpati has not gone through that optimization session. So that will be
Yes,
a session
correct.
for so you understand how to optimize and all those things. What all things has to consider while doing the optimization and all. That is the primary thing. That's I mean most important thing. Product research is the most important definitely. Then after you'll I mean once your product is selected and the manufacturing done, then you will basically take
Mm.
and launch and all those things. I think launch service is also not taken for Chalpati. Launch,
Yes,
listing
sir, correct.
optimization, listing creations, shipment creation, all nothing is has been taken for Chalpati. So that all things we will be taking. So I mean, let's be
Mm.
regular so that we can finish it up as soon as possible because for you, Vijay, I think most of the things are covered. So if
Mm.
you start, means if you find a manufacturer, I mean supplier and manufacturer, and you manufacture and take the product, you can still manage yourself, whatever the knowledge you have so far. But
Correct.
Chalapati definitely he needs all those information. Yeah, but yeah, as he will be going through and you
Hmm.
are there on that same those same sessions, so you will be also learning parallelly. Vijay.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah,
Surely.
Hmm.
And since Amazon is going on, being more and more stricter
yeah,
for
yeah.
this reviews and listing,
Yes, yes.
so our listing and our performance will, count more now.
Yeah, so now your performance will count more. Now the primary, I mean, idea should be not to take the shortcut route.
Correct.
Basically, like, to take the long, I mean,
Hmm.
long term route, I mean, long track. So that basically like you'll have to find good product. So that's primary thing is like finding good quality of product with some differentiation than your competitors. Might not be major differentiation at this point because I understand like that requires a lot of these things upfront investment. But yeah, some minor differentiation which your I mean competitors may not have at this point, and quality of the product. These two things you have to focus first. Then you once your product is manufactured, then take it and go slow. I think probably you cannot go fast now because of this new policy change and all. So you may not
Hmm.
get a lot of reviews quickly. You may get reviews slowly, but you have to go slow pace because everybody will go on slow pace now. Nobody means if somebody try to
Okay.
manipulate the system, then if they are caught, their account is suspended. So mostly everybody will go on slow pace now. So now the idea would be to find a product which
Okay.
is less competitive. So if you're finding a product which is less competitive, then it is good. Review numbers should not be in higher side on the list on that specific niche.
Correct, sir.
Yeah,
But I think in a way it is good whatever changes
Hmm.
Amazon has brought in their policy.
Okay.
So that
it
will
is good. Yeah, it is good
to
in a way, but
remove
I mean
the
for
fake sellers, and it will give much more good products, quality products to the customers as well.
that's right. That is the I mean that is what the intention of Amazon. Like they are trying to do all those things because they want to bring good products to the platform,
Hmm.
not like bringing I mean, a lot of bad products, quality wise and all, feature wise and all those things.
Right.
So yeah, end of the day, it's all their brand, right? It is. I mean, everything is getting sold on their name.
Correct.
So they,
Hmm.
if a lot of bad products sold, then their brand goes bad. So that's keeping that in mind. They are just doing all those things. But yes, but like for sellers who are newly coming on, it becomes little difficult if they are getting into some kind of competitive market. But if you are finding a market which is not that much competitive, then yeah, it might be much easier. Like it will be easier for you to also get good sales.
Correct, sir.
Okay, so let's hope for the best. I think you will do good. So focus on your product research and try to find good product as soon as possible. Definitely things will be good.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah,
The most important thing is that your help as a mentor.
yeah. I'm
So
there
that
for you. I mean, I'm there
we have any
definitely. Yeah.
problem or issue, so we can immediately contact you.
Yes, yes. No problem. Anytime.
And
And
Mr. Chanpati, I think he is not there in this session.
is he?
No. Yeah, because I'm not seeing his. Okay, okay, yes, come back.
Let's come back. Okay. Okay.
Mr.
Chalpati, anything? Chalpati, any question?
No, sir. Some network issues.
Ah, sorry.
Some network issue, I think.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you were disconnected for a while, I believe. Vijay was mentioning that.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, so there was a person, in fact, not contacted, sent message,
Okay,
Hmm.
Vijay, by seeing your, message in YouTube
right,
on John, what is that? MG Blast channel, I believe.
right.
So he sent message saying that what is that message? I just read about. He said something. Yeah, he says that I'm Kesav here. I seen your comment on AMG Blast. Which
Correct.
training are you providing regarding Amazon seller? Okay, so he contacted. Then I called him. I had a discussion with him. I have shared your number
Yes, sir.
to him. Well, he said that he'll contact you tomorrow, or
Okay.
maybe like I can give you his number. You can contact. You can wait for him. So let him contact. If it doesn't contact, then maybe you can just have a quick chat. So he
Sure.
said that he'll contact tomorrow. So let's wait and he'll contact you. Contact you probably. I've given you a number.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
And Mr. Seth was contacted by Amazon and
Yeah,
invited
yeah. He
to
was
their
saying that. Yeah, yeah. I have
headquarters
seen
to
that video. Seen that.
represent the third-party sellers.
I mean, basically, for sourcing, I mean, he was mentioning. I've just seen his one of the video, and he mentioned that like he's basically Amazon, in fact, contacted him to do some sourcing job for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he may was saying. But anyhow, so I'm not in their community now. So my
Oh, are
I'm
you
not
not?
sure. No, I'm not in community anymore now. So I'm out from that community.
Okay. Is their
I
community limited to the extent of
limited.
membership?
No, no, not the membership. Limited to the period. They
Period.
have.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. They have 1 year of subscription. Then automatically it will be gone.
Oh,
I think you have to do something like that. What do you say?
right, sir.
Well, not immediately. That's something I can. I want to give benefit to the this one to the people so that they can be benefited. They can should establish their business. Not immediately.
Correct, sir.
Yeah.
Getting out of that corporate slavery is the biggest gift that you can give to the people.
Right. Chalapati, any update on that lady? Anything your friend was saying?
No, sir. Till now, no update, sir.
Okay.
Tomorrow I will check it, sir, again.
No problem. No problem. No, I mean that. Let them come back if you can. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you feel that you can check, that's okay. No, if
Mm.
not, no problem.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Fine. So let's close now, and we'll have the call next Tuesday then. So Talpati,
Okay.
it is going to be weekly now, right? So you're okay for this,
Okay, sir.
yeah? But you can't means do your work fast so that you find the product at least, right? Then we'll go through other things. Other things will go on. That's not something required now for. I mean, now for you to uh, understand. But you can, I mean, finish off this work, then you'll get into the other things slowly. But at least
Okay,
the
sir.
product research has to be done as soon as possible.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So when set up your timeline, like I mean, you plan out. I think I have told you already that I mean,
Yes, sir.
put a timeline that okay, I want to find product within this period of time,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 1 month or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Use that time and find out because
Okay, sir.
otherwise it will be. I mean, it will be uh, what is that?
It will.
Ever going process. So it will go on like that.
Okay, okay.
Correct.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let's catch up next Tuesday then.
Yes, sir, definitely. Thank you for a very valuable session.
Yeah. You
Thank you,
too.
sir.
You both have good night.
Good night,
Thank,
sir. Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Chalpati.
Thank you.
All the best with your product research.
Thank you, Vijay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.